Thank you for joining us today to learn more about the 2020 Corridor Corporate Games. As an employee of a participating company, this presentation is designed to give you more information on what the Corporate Games is all about and how to declare interest for your events. All right, the Corridor Corporate Games is a company competition that offers a variety of sports and events throughout the Cedar Rapids and Iowa City area, mostly during the months of June and July. Your employer paid a fee to participate in the corporate games, so all of these activities are offered for free to employees, interns, and company retirees. There is a wide variety of sports and events, including competitive, non-competitive, team, and individual. There are community-based opportunities, as well as events you can do from your desk or at home. Nearly everything listed here has a point system attached, where companies can accumulate points to compete with other companies participating in the corporate games. Let's go through some of those unique events for you now. So speaking of activities that you can do right from your desk or at home, the Burst Your Thirst Challenge is designed to encourage hydration during the summer months. Participants use the Live Healthy Iowa's online platform to record water intake as well as activity. To help your company earn points, you must record at least once a week for 5 of the 6 weeks of the challenge. Participants will receive a water bottle to assist with recording hydration, and this is a team activity, so employees do need to form teams of 2 to 10 people. Registration begins on May 4th, but you can show your interest in participating in Burst Your Thirst through your Corporate Games Manager account. We'll show you how to do this later in the presentation. Your company administrator, which is the key contacts for the corporate games from your company, will show you, will be able to give you further information on how to form your teams and register for Burst Your Thirst at no cost. New this year, we are offering a series of webinars that we're calling Learn and Earn that will focus on health and wellness topics. These webinars will last around 30 minutes each. Because of limitations and the number of participants that we can have watch a webinar live, these will be pre-recorded, and employees will have a set length of time to register and watch the webinars to earn company points. We will also give employees a chance to ask questions ahead of each webinar, and then these will be given to the presenter to answer live during their presentation. More information on these webinars can be found on the Corporate Games website. The Blood Donation Challenge is one of our 2 community-based events, and we partner with Mississippi Valley Regional Blood Center and the DeGowan Blood Center at the University of Iowa to increase blood donations during the summer at a time when blood supply is generally lower. This challenge doesn't award participation points like our other events, but instead is a completely separate award. And it's a great opportunity for companies that because it shows a commitment to the community and another chance to win an award at the corporate games. This challenge begins on May 1st, which allows participants to donate twice during the corporate games. And companies can host a blood drive on site, and everyone, employees or not, can participate and earn credit for the company at that blood drive. Employees also have the opportunity to go to a participating blood center location to donate and earn credit for your company. Another community challenge that we offer is the Meals from the Heartland Challenge. And this opportunity is just another great way to get involved with a great local cause. Similar to the Blood Donation Challenge, there are no points given, but the top companies providing the most meal packing volunteers will win Corporate Games awards. And there's a couple ways that companies can earn credit towards the Meals from the Heartland Challenge award. And one is to send a group or send groups to volunteer at the Cedar Rapids Hunger Fight. And we also, Meals from the Heartland offers the opportunity for companies to host an on-site mobile meal packaging event as well. And so the awards that we give out for this are based on the total number of volunteers that participate from each company. Another way you can participate in the corporate games beyond participating in one of the events is to volunteer at a corporate games event. Volunteers are vital to the success of the corporate games, and our needs consist of tasks such as athlete check-in at corporate games events, assistance with directing participants at the road race, scorekeeping at 3-on-3 basketball, etc. And no spots require any special knowledge and can be easily trained on site. And because volunteering is so important to the corporate games, volunteer points are worth more than your typical participation points. And your company may have agreed to provide volunteers prior to the game starting. Each company that agrees to provide volunteers has a set number of required spots to fill, and additional spots may become available for companies to claim. Volunteer spots can be filled by an employee, but also family and friends, as long as the kids are 16 or older. Volunteering has become a very popular piece for the corporate games. And if you're interested in serving as a volunteer for your company, you can show interest when setting up your account in Corporate Games Manager. We do have a charity partner for the Corridor Corporate Games, and that is the Stead Family Children's Hospital at the University of Iowa. A portion of all company entry fees is donated to the hospital, and last year we were able to give a check for over $3,000 at our award ceremony at FryFest. This year we're planning on being able to do the same thing, and so that will be at September 4th at FryFest in Coralville. For on-site events, get into a little bit more of the details of the corporate games. Employees do need to check in at each event that they attend. This allows us to confirm that you've agreed to the corporate games liability waiver, as well as assist us in reporting attendance at the events. For events like the Fitness Walk and Sunrise Yoga, check-in is necessary in order to earn company points. That's how we divvy out the points for the corporate games. We are excited to announce that we do have a new check-in system for 2020. If you participated last year, you would have used our little tablet system, and we'll still have that ability, but it will be an online check-in system that goes right into our website. And this is just another way that we can help provide better service while still getting the information that we need. And so there's two different ways that you can check in. One is through the tablet devices that we'll have on site, or we'll have a QR code displayed there as well. And so you can come up to that code, show your mobile phone, use the camera app generally for that, and it'll take you right to the check-in on your phone. And so from there, then you can put in your name and check in for the corporate games. So with that, you do need to have location services enabled because we have to verify that you were there at that event. But otherwise, it makes it even easier and quicker. The biggest thing is to make sure you get into your corporate games account ahead of time and get that set up and agree to the waiver. Then it makes it really fast. And again, we'll show you at the end of the presentation how to get into your corporate games account and what you need to do to agree to that waiver and get everything set up. So communications that are part of the corporate games, every Monday, once we get into the games, we send update emails out to all the participants. You can see an example there on the screen from last year. But this email has a recap of the previous week's events, some details, there might be some photos in there as you see, and reminders for the upcoming week if there's any certain details that people need to know, like pack and pick up for the road race, things like that. And we also will have the top 3 companies in each division of the company leaderboard, and then a link to be able to go look at more. But this weekly email is also posted in the news section in Corporate Games Manager on our website, in case you want to view the email again or pass it on to your coworkers. And of course, there are awards in the corporate games. We do have medals for our competitive events where we do gold, silver, and bronze. Top 3 places, of course, for those competitive individual and team events. And you can see some of the medals there on the screen. And then for company awards, to give a little more about how the corporate games works, points are earned, as we've said, in each sport and event, and those points are cumulative for the company. So the companies will be competing in divisions with other companies based on similar size. And after every event, that company leaderboard that we'll have on our website will be updated and allow you to follow along and see how your company is doing. Like I said before, we also list the top 3 companies in each division in the weekly emails, and that's again where there will be a link that you can go see that full leaderboard. So at the end of July, the final standings are released, and on Friday, September 4th, the top companies in each division will earn or receive a trophy in recognition of their accomplishments on the stage at FryFest. And the champion for each division will also receive the coveted Corporate Games Cup. You can see it in the background of that picture there. The bigger cup, that is the traveling trophy that your company, if they win their division, will be able to display for the entire next year until the next award ceremony. We talked about earlier some of our community challenges. This is where we also offer awards for those challenges, specifically based on the challenge itself. And those awards, of course, are the Blood Donation Challenge Award and the Meals from the Heartland Challenge Award. And then we also offer a volunteer award to the company that provides the most volunteers for the corporate games. Volunteering is such a big piece. We want to reward those companies that provide the most volunteers. So now we're going to talk a little bit about the Corporate Games website and how we track participation and communicate with employees during the games. A little more on that, and then we'll show you too on here how you can declare your interest to participate in the games. So we keep referring to the website throughout this, and so the website is a very important piece to participating in the games. The website contains critical information on every event. You can see there on the screen, it'll include things such as the dates of the event for specific divisions, the site of the event, when schedules will be posted if that applies, the time, and generally kind of the length of time for an event, as well as roster limit and eligibility, things like that. And so in most cases, the website can answer any questions that you have for particular events. So we always recommend you go there first before you ask questions. But sometimes, there might be something that hasn't been included on there. And so ask your company administrator, ask our staff. We're happy to let you know. And that might be something that we add information for in the future. All right, and we'll talk a little bit about Corporate Games Manager here. This Corporate Games Manager is part of the Corridor Corporate Games website. And this is kind of the backbone for the organizational side of the corporate games. And you can kind of see an example there of what the dashboard looks like on your screen. And so in Corporate Games Manager, this is where you can declare your interest for events and volunteering, see if you've been selected to participate in team events, view news from the corporate games staff, as well as your company administrators. And there's also a link on there where you can contact your company administrators to ask them questions in case you're not sure who exactly that is. Corporate Games Manager also sends email alerts if you've been selected for a team sport, because the team sports do have limits as to how many people can participate. It'll also send you an email alert if you've been added to a volunteer spot and give you details on the volunteer piece. So using Corporate Games Manager is very simple. We've kept it easy, as you saw on the previous screen. I'll go back to that. That dashboard is very simple. You have a spot for my info and a place to sign up for events. And then on the front page there, you'll see the events you're signed up for. In this example, there's a few events that are signed up and the person's been entered. And it also show again if you're signed up to participate as a volunteer in the events that you've been assigned to. But kind of going back to that, we've included a short tutorial on our website. So if you were to go to corridorcorporategames.org, you can see a screenshot of the homepage here of the website, and highlighted is the employee registration event check-in instructions. Very simple information there for you. And in the upper right corner is the dashboard button. And that's the button where you'll go to access your dashboard or to set up an account if you haven't set up one already. So if you are a new user for the first time setting up an account, you will need to know your company code. Your company administrators will have that code. They should be handing that out. If you are unable to get that code from an admin, please contact our staff. The best way to get a hold of us is info@corridorcorporategames.org, all spelled out, and we'll be happy to assist you. So, whether you're new or returning to the corporate games, you will need to review your account settings. So this is how you would set up a new account. Very simple. What we're asking for is email, a password, and then your first and last name, gender, and date of birth. And the reason we need the gender and date of birth is because there are age-specific events such as a cross-country race or road race or basketball shooting where it's a men's group and an age division, or women's group and age division. And so we need that so that the system will show you all the events that you are eligible for. And then this also is a screen where down below you'll enter your company code. It'll tell you when you put in the correct code, it'll highlight green and show you the name of the company, so you can be able to confirm that you are signed up for the right company. And if you're interested in volunteering, you'll see down at the bottom there, if you select, when you hit select, it'll give you a yes or no option. If you select yes, that'll allow your company administrators to see your name on a list of people who are interested in volunteering, so they know who to reach out to. Once you've filled this out, it'll ask you to sign in, and you'll agree to the waiver before you can get into the system. And then from there, you'll be able to sign up for events through that sign up link that was on the dashboard screen there. You'll see sign up for events, and that'll give you the full list. It's just a checklist that you can check off the list and confirm at the bottom. So very simple to use the Corporate Games Manager software. All right, so that concludes today's presentation. And if you have any questions, First, we'd say please reach out to your company administrator for questions, because they can answer things specific to your company. And then if you need further assistance, we can always help too. Again, info@corridorcorporategames.org is the easiest way to reach us, and we can go from there with helping you out with your questions. But thank you again for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you this summer.